In The Crown, Harold Wilson confesses,
I don't like beer, I prefer brandy. I prefer wild salmon to tinned salmon, Chateaubriand to steak and kidney pie, and I don't like pipe smoking. I far prefer cigars, but cigars are a symbol of capitalist privilege. So I smoke a pipe on the campaign trail and on television. We can't be everything to everyone and still be true to ourselves.
Be it down to down, Ghost in the Shell, science SARU cooks them the same way. One moment Motoko is a cold-blooded operative calculating whether this orphanage raids a political trap designed to destroy her career. The next, her face crushed into a dynamite gag, ice bulging, jaw unhinging, as if someone drank her cola while she was in the bathroom. I don't like it. I prefer a serious one. The one that lets you find the joke yourself, not the one that grabs your face and says laugh here. But here's the thing about Wilson's pie. He won the election. In Oshii's 1995 film, the diplomat's bodyguards detect the police race through macro expression. One raises an eyebrow and the other turns his head. That's all you need. No alarm bells, no flashing white lights, no verbal explanation. In the space between two subtle facial movements, the audience knew everything. It's a matter of professionals operating at the level above the police. If you catch it, good. If you don't, you'll get it the next time. And yet I understand exactly why SARU did it. In the 2026 adaptation, every window flashed crimson. An alarm screams. The bodyguard turns to the diplomat and says, Sir, we're under attack. The diplomat looks stunned by this information, despite the fact that every surface in the room is screaming at it. Good beef should be served rare. The blood, the texture, the resistance beneath the knife. Cook it past medium and something essential disappears. Oshii served Ghost in the Shell blue rare. Science SARU cooked it medium well. In the manga, when Toxa hides the escaping child in the sewer, the veteran captain notices because a blade of grass is crushed under the manhole cover. One blade, one detail, one glance is enough to reveal what this man can do. In the adaptation, rain leaks through a pipe and causes electro-short. The information is the same, but the character is gone. From a man whose eyes miss nothing, to a man in the right place when plumbing fails. These are not catastrophic errors. They are slow, sending away of texture from a world that once had weight. The first episode is good. The political stakes were clear. The silent gambit, the kill order, formation of Section 9 is Monaco's bargain with a system she despises. Orphanage operations moral logic survive intact. A woman who marks the world's views chooses to act from a reflex she cannot suppress. She refuses to become anyone's savior when the job is done. Make your own future. Then she walks away. The bone survives translation. The meat is still good even if the preparation is different. For someone who hasn't read the manga, the story breathes, the building holds. Ghost in the Shell, the 1995 film, the manga, and its standalone complex has become artwork people admire from a distance rather than experience. A book that everyone knows but no one has read. Why? The density, the opacity, the assumption of intelligence. The political currents running beneath technological questions, beneath philosophical one. You have to read it twice, maybe 3 times, to see it with confusion and trust that clarity will come on the fourth viewing. The fifth, like light reflecting through a prison you didn't know you were holding. How can you expect people to understand Seventh Seal and sing The Devil Wears Prada is for smart people and standalone complex? The writing, the acting, and music are all excellent. One thing it is not, and has never been, is beautiful. I never liked the art design, not once in 24 years. Every time I shoot someone serious, I watch their eyes glaze over in the first 5 minutes. The expression was always the same. Where am I? What is it? I just want to go. The 2026 adaptation is beautiful. The neo-80s ballet pulled from Shirow's pace. The backgrounds are breathed with color and texture. The compositing that preserves noise and imperfection, letting the hand-drawn green show through, like natural wood beneath lacquer. Everywhere else the shoe gets wrong, it gets the canvas right, and the canvas is what people see first. music can often evoke emotion more surely and subtly than a story. Before you understood politics and philosophy, you felt it. Standalone complex opens in the universe. A mishmash of Russian lyrics, orchestral grandeur, electronic pulse, and the soprano reaching towards something transcendent in a story about counter-terrorism and information warfare. It closes with Listen Flower, a cool English jazz rock track that feels melodic, walking away from explosion she never needs to acknowledge. Both are by Yoko Kanno, and both have lived in my head for over 20 years. Kanno is a legend. Cowboy Bebop, Escaflowne, Turn Grounded, Wolf Serene. She took everything she touched to the next level. So what do you do when the mountain is unclimbable? The safest choice is to not climb it at all. Rearrange it. Release a cover. A remix. It's cheap, it's flat audience, it's forgotten by Monday. The 2026 adaptation chose King Gnu for the opening, Go Ghost, and Millennium Prey for the ending. Blue, both led by Tsuneta Daiki. Go Ghost has the momentum opening needs, Blue has a quiet confidence and ending demands. Rather than orbiting Kanno's legacy, he climbed a different mountain. They wrote songs confident enough to stand beside the originals, instead of hiding behind them. Tsuneta Daiki doesn't remind you of Kanno. He reminds you of music, like technology. The ghost itself keeps moving forward whether you're ready or not. Oshii made the opposite choice. He took a dense, demanding manga and made it more opaque, more distant, more silent, like Ridley Scott with Blade Runner. Not a cyberpunk landmark that needs some release, ignored by its own era, and slowly recognized as a prophecy decades later. Oshii was making anime for people before they were born, and it became immortal. Every time you see a great film, you find new things in it. A work that's never finished with you because you'll never finish with it. Oshii's Ghost in the Shell lives in a space. 20 years later, 30 years later, you press play and discover something you never noticed. The 2026 adaptation will never achieve this. Also, it never aims to. Oshii made Innocence after the 1995 film. It is a masterpiece. More beautiful, more dense, more philosophically ambitious than anything in the franchise or the genre before or since. It is a work made with absolutely no compromise. The audience did not come. It was commercial feeling. SARU looked at it and said, not this time. Every age gets what Shakespeare deserves. Ghost in the Shell defined anime. Oshii redefined it. Standalone complex redefined again. The Wachowski watched it on repeat and built a matrix from its bones. Every generation has taken its work and reshaped it into something that speaks to its moment. In 2026, we live inside the question Shirow asked in 1989. Artificial intelligence is no longer speculative fiction. It is no longer something we discuss in the future tense. In 1989 and 2002, people find the robots cute, harmless. Honda's Seymour with its children and fell downstairs and we laughed. Robots were toys, curiosities, something for expo floors and science museums. It's not funny anymore. In April 2026, Uber Eats deployed delivery robots across Philadelphia. Within a month, people were giving them over the street. They took off jobs. The company created a known and expected phase as people get used to technology. This is what it looks like when science fiction collapses into a living room. You're watching a show on television, and then you realize the house that's burning is yours. Shirow saw this in 1989. He wrote a world where technology had already won, where the question was no longer if, but how do we live with it? And he faced it, as Mokoja notes, without optimism or pessimism, just a cold, level gaze at what was coming. Ghost in the Shell is about the border between human and the machine. The ghost in the shell, what's inside and what's outside. In 1989, the border was imagined. In 2026, it is there. It's a delivery robot on the sidewalk. It's an AI writing your emails. It's a slow, downing suspicion that the shell is winning. And the ghost, the thing that makes us irreplaceable, The thing that kicks a robot because it used to be mine is running out of a territory to defend. Every age gets the Shakespeare it deserves. This is ours. Compromise, beautiful, occasionally silly, structurally sound. Softer than the monument, but pointed toward it. Made for an age that needs to question more than ever and has less patience than ever to sit with it. The adaptation doesn't need to be the monument. It only needs to lead people to it. If Science SARU sends one person back to Oshii or Shirow, then the compromise was worth it. Whether we deserve what's inside depends on whether we're willing to look into the mirror Shirow built and hold the gaze